Welcome back. In this video we're going to be talking about some different documents that you're going to want to download and print and keep with you. Make sure you have these documents with you, and they will actually make life a lot easier for you. And the purpose of these documents is so that when you get a new customer, you're able to give them paperwork so that when they leave, they have everything they need. They know how to pay their bill. They know how to set up their picture messaging. They know everything that they need. This way, it creates a smooth transition. When they have questions, they don't have to, oh God, I got to call and bother this guy again. They've got paperwork right there. So let's go over this. First, let me show you how to download them. If you go into the Solavei Team Training website at Team 1K Rhinos, and then you come down to Resources, and then you go and click here to go into the Dropbox. And actually what I'll do is below this video I will have a link that takes you directly into this spot. And then you're going to look right here where it's Solavei Docs. And I've got a zip file in here you can download. I think one of them is a PDF and the rest of them are Word documents. So let's go over what these are. This first document here this is actually a little card right here. I made a scanned in a copy of it. One's in English and one's in Spanish. And whenever you order Solavei SIM cards, they send 5 or 6 of these little cards. And what this is the APN settings on a phone. Sometimes someone will activate their SIM card, stick the SIM card in the phone, and everything works. Internet's fine, picture messaging fine, text messaging's fine. Sometimes though, they will put the SIM card in and for whatever reason they can't send picture messages or their internet isn't working. And when that happens, what has to happen is the customer has to go in and edit their APN settings, and this right here gives them the settings. So you always make sure you give a copy of this to your new customer, whether you're shipping them the SIM card, include this with them. Or if you're with them as you enroll them, send this with them. This way, if they have questions, they have something to go to, and they may not know what this is, or when they go first time they go to send a picture message, it could be a week after you've enrolled them and it's not working, and so they've forgotten that this is even there. They didn't even know what it was when you gave it to them, and so they're calling you, hey, I need some help, I can't send picture messaging. At that point you're able to say, hey, do you still have that flyer that I gave you, the one with the little purple cards on it? Yeah, go there and follow those directions and then get back to me if you still need assistance. So that's one thing to always send with people. The next one here is how to activate your SIM card. Okay? If you're in a situation where you're shipping someone a SIM card, they're enrolling, and now you're mailing them a SIM card, they have to activate that SIM card. And these are the instructions on how to do this. And I'm not going to go into detail on this now because we haven't really gone over that in depth in this training yet. But when we actually cover SIM card activation, this is going to come into play. And then on this right here it says how to pay your bill. You always want to let people know how to pay their bill. Okay? That way they don't end up just switching companies because they don't feel like figuring out how to pay their bill, and they can just go into somewhere else. And I like the old way I did it. So make sure that's why I put that on there. Now this one here is somewhat similar to this. It's got some similar aspects. This is what I send to people if they create their own Solavei account. Maybe they've responded to some marketing and I get them through my enroll link and they sign up themselves. They sign themselves up. Okay? I send this to them. There are other situations where people pay me directly. They pay me and then I create their account for them, send them their SIM card, and in a situation like that, I send this with them. Okay? And what this has on it is, first it says, how to pay your bill, and then it tells them what their member ID is, what their order ID is, what the password is to their account, what their link is to enroll new people, and then it tells them where the training website is, and it tells them how to activate their card. So the tail end of this is the same as this one here. The difference is when someone's going through this one, it tells them, hey, as you activate this SIM card, you're going to need your order ID. But because they enrolled themselves, I don't know their member ID. I don't know their order ID. And so the directions tell them how to get that. Over here on this one, they paid me the money for their first month service. I created their account and took care of all of that for them. Okay, so on this one, because I was hands-on, I know their member ID, I know their order ID, so I fill it out on here so that as they go through the activation process, all the information they need to activate that SIM card is right here. Okay, now when you download these, you may see on here, well, here I put on here, questions about the compensation, call 1-866-Solavei. For support with your bill or service, call 1-866-Solavei. But then in capital letters I put right here, if you are ever not satisfied with Solavei support or need a second opinion, pick up the phone and give me a call. I'm here to support you, and I put my phone number on there. I try to make people know, or make sure that people understand that there's Solavei support, but they also have me, because sometimes Solavei support is busy. Sometimes the person at Solavei gives a generic answer which isn't necessarily right. So I like to back up my people for support, because that is what helps you retain customers. And then I have my phone number on here. When you download this, take my phone number off. Put yours on here. Okay, I don't want a bunch of people put my phone number on here. You need to step up, get your feet wet. If a customer calls you and asks you a question and you're not sure what the answer is, then you simply say, hey, I don't want to give you the wrong answer. Give me a little bit of time. I'm going to find the answer out for you, and I'm going to give you a call back. You come in here to our support forums. You ask us. We get you the answers. You communicate to the customers. Bada bing. But make sure that you're reading these before you print them, and you're not passing other people's phone numbers around. Put your own phone numbers on there. So that's what this is for. This is a document that I pulled together so that when I enroll a customer and create their account, it's got everything they need. So these are two things I send to customers. Sometimes when you get a new customer, you know what size SIM card they need. Sometimes you don't know, okay? And you can get the IMEI number off their phone and go look it up and see what size SIM card to send them. But I typically don't do that. What I do is I will ask the customer, hey, off the top of your head, do you know what size SIM card you need? And sometimes they know, and so I will send them that kind. Sometimes they don't know, but instead of saying, hey, give me your IMEI number and I'll look it up, what I do is I send a standard size SIM card, or no, I send a micro SIM card inside of a standard adapter. So if they end up needing a standard, they stick the whole thing in. If they need a micro, they pop the micro out of the adapter and just use the micro SIM card. And that is basically what this form explains to them. And it explains to them, when I don't know exactly what to send you, I send you a small one, a micro, with the standard adapter. And it explains, if your phone needs a micro, pop the card out. If you need a standard, stick the whole thing in with the adapter. I made this and started including it with any of my paperwork that I give to customers because, one time I got a call from a customer and he was like, hey, I got the wrong size SIM. But I knew that I had to send him an adapter with the micro, so I had to explain to him and pop it out. So to keep me from having to explain that to the next guy, I just include that in there. Now, this next one, this is actually very, very important. Okay, this is something that, even though it may not be overly exciting or fun, this is something that you need to memorize. You need to know everything that is on this page right here. Okay? This page has every piece of information that you have to gather from a customer in order to be able to create their account for them. Okay? And here's how this came about. I ended up getting this job, and now I had a little bit less time that I had to manage my time differently. I wasn't able to every day have customers come directly to me and me just enroll them for them. So I had to figure out processes to simplify it. So now I'm at this new job that I have, and fortunately enough, I wouldn't have taken the job if they didn't have flexibility with me. But they told me, hey, listen, when your customers show up, you can kind of take a step away and take care of your customers and then come back. So I want to maintain this relationship with this job, and so I knew that I could be spending a lot of time with customers. So I have a customer who I've talked to on the phone or through email, or if they've gone through one of my sales funnels and they want to come to me and actually pick up a SIM card and get activation. But I don't have time to take off of the clock to to take care of that for them. So the customer comes in, I take this, I give it to the customer, and I say, hey, let me get you to fill this out for me. And then I take the customer's payment. I say your first month is $50. I usually just pay for the tax, whatever. I just say it's $50. You can, charge tax or whatever. But I take the payment, and I get them to fill this out, and then I give them the SIM card. Okay, so I've got this in their payment. They've got the SIM card, and I let them know, hey, between now and the next 24 hours, your old phone is going to stop working. Just put this in, and it'll be working. Okay. If you have all this information collected and you give them the SIM card and you've accepted the payment, you will be able to go in through your own link, create their account, either assign them a new number or transfer the number over, and the customer has, all they've done is take time to come in and fill out this form and give you money, and they walk away, and then a few hours later their cell phone works or their Solavei SIM's activated. So this is something that you need to become familiar with. Okay, you need to know everything that you need to get from a customer so that you can activate them. And one time, the reason I ended up making that was I was at the house one night, and someone on my PC1, they called me and they said, hey Jason, Solavei's website's down, I can't enroll anybody. And on occasion that'll happen. They will, it'll be bogged down or something, or some glitch, and the enrollment portal goes down. And he was like, I don't want to lose this sale. And I said, all right, here's what you do. Go ahead and take his payment and get a piece of paper. And I already knew, I was thinking, I'm familiar enough with the whole enrollment process that I kind of just closed my eyes and I was like, all right, write this down. Get his name, his first name, his last name, his email address, what he wants his Solavei username to be. Get a backup Solavei username in case his first choice is taken. He needs find out what he wants his password to be. It needs to be 8 characters long. It needs to have both numbers and letters. Get his billing address or his shipping address. It cannot be a P.O. box. Get his contact phone number and take the payment, and then give him a SIM card and write down what for yourself. Keep a record of what the SIM card number is, and then let him know that you will take care of the activation. And before I went into all that, I had asked him, is he going to get a new phone number or keep his same phone number? He was getting a new phone number. If he had been transferring his old phone number over to Solavei, then he would have had to have 2 more pieces of information, which is on all here. You asked the question, are you getting a new phone number or keeping your old phone number? So very, very good, powerful tool. And one last thing that I will throw in here, which isn't absolutely necessary, what I'm going to say, this other tool is, I have a merchant account through PayPal. I pay $30 a month, and I'm able to log into my PayPal account and click on the virtual terminal. If I get a credit card and an expiration date, I don't even need the security code. If I get a credit card and an expiration date, I can process a payment. Okay? It comes in more regularly than you would think. Not all the time a customer is going to have cash to give you. And I have found that if you are able to take a payment and take care of things for a customer, it can create a much smoother transition and free you up from having to offer so much customer support because you're not answering their questions. You know this thing. You just sign them up. But having the ability to take a payment through credit card, the customer's like, or I tell the customer, I'll just take the payment, I'll get everything all set up for you. Well, how can I pay you? Well, you got a credit card? I've got a merchant account. And then they just give me the credit card number. And so I wouldn't say if you're strapped for cash that getting a merchant account would be the best way to reinvest into your business now, but I would definitely consider in the future, if you're going, as you start having more cash flow, to reinvest a little bit of monthly money back into the ability to accept credit cards, so that you can take payments from people. So I guess that's it. I guess from here, go ahead and download these documents, print them out, read them over, and pick up with me in the next video.